Okay, time for a rinse and borax.
Boy, get you some ice. Want some ice? Get some ice. Get some ice.
Okay, well, let's have a look at these rocks. This is just, looks like a piece of chert. It just had some interesting stuff across the top there. Here's a pretty agate. See the bands go all the way through. Just a white piece of quartz, but it's got some interesting little lines in it. It's a piece of gold moss agate. It wasn't a perfect tumble, but you can still see some pits there in the face. I guess I probably got a little anxious on that one and took it out too early. This one's got some interesting moss pattern on it. There's another one with some good moss pattern going on in it. This one had a fracture in it, but it's a nice little agate. See a lot of fortification banding. It's got a little band of quartz and then a big floater in the middle. So this one didn't take a great polish, but it's got some interesting green in it. Not sure where that Jasper agate came from. This is a small piece of cuprite. It's just a clear piece of chalcedony from, well, it may have some bands, maybe an agate, but it's from the Balmaray area in Texas. Another piece of chalcedony. This one, no, it's an agate. There's some fortification banding here. This one probably came from the Balmaray area too. And this is just a piece of chert that's shined up real nice. You can see the light reflecting off of it. I believe this is a piece of coral. I am not positive though. Somebody who knows, if you could comment. It's not script stone, I don't believe, but anyhow, if you know, just go ahead and put that in the comments if you would. Appreciate it. Here's another agate from Balmaray area. This is some dark petrified wood. You can see the wood grain right here and a little, look like a little knot or something. Took a great polish. I believe that's a piece of some kind of a Jasper. Definitely could have gone another week or two on the first round and knocked some of those pits out. Not sure why. I must have just missed that one. I like this. This has got a black moss in it. Maybe a dark green moss. It's kind of hard to say there. Pretty. It's a piece, I believe this is rhyolite. But look at this side right here. I've really gotten to where I like this material. I have several slabs of it. It's calico lace, agate. I like that light purple in it. See some fortification bands here. There's another agate with red moss and then quartz in it. Looks like there's a little gold moss on that side. Not sure where that one came from. Here's a piece of silver sheen obsidian. Here's a piece of silver sheen obsidian. Well, I almost thought I saw some rainbow in that. This is from Balmoray. It's weird. They call it a Balmoray blue, and it has those little, it looks like they're water spots, but they're not. They're just little lighter spots, I guess, of agate on the face of that. Broken piece of agate that has a healed fracture in it. Yeah, you can't feel that at all. This is a blue agate, geode. I tumble the husk off the outside of it, most of it. I want to leave some of it. I like the way that looks. But you can see real faint banding in there. It's got the fortification banding around the quartz. That's some pretty sparkles on the quartz. Took a great polish. And here's a piece of carnelian. I don't like that little piece on it there, but it's, as you can see, it's just part of the rock. But look here. It's got a druzy pocket on the side. I don't know how well the lights will pick it up. There it goes. Pretty druzy pocket. And there's a maggot. It may be an agate, I'm not sure. Good hard rock. It took a good polish. Here's some pretty petrified wood here. It's got a split in it, but that's just how petrified wood goes. It's got some nice reddish color in it, reddish brown. Piece of snowflake obsidian. That was the end cut there. Here's a piece of rainbow obsidian. You can see the purple and the iridescence and at this angle. See a little bit at this angle. So this is another one of those Balmoray blues. It almost is, I mean, it looks black. It's about as black as that obsidian was. But if you look real close, you can see that splotchy stuff on it. And again, that's not water. That's just the way they form. Well, there's a little piece of agate goodness. Just a chunk off the end, an end cut, and I tumbled it down. Looked like it may have broke a couple of times as it tumbled, but it polished out. I like this one here. This has some gorgeous colors, and I'm showing it a little closer. But it's got some really pretty blue in it. Here's a piece, I believe, of Jasper. Got a little druzy vug right there. And a little quartz pocket there. Took a nice polish. This is a really heavy moss agate. This has some interesting lines running through it. Here's a piece of petrified wood. It took a better polish on this side than it did on the other, but it's got some interesting features on this side. This one's got some water level banding. I'm not exactly sure. That may be Montana. Not positive. Another piece of petrified wood. This has really got some detail in it. It's just some tiny detail in it. It's a lot of different shades. I like that. Here's a piece of crazy lace agate. You can see a little undercutting on it where there was a softer material. But you really get some patterns on crazy lace. There's a little piece of moss agate. Took a nice little polish. And a piece of something there. Just had some little dots on it that was pretty neat. I liked it. Here's another one of those Balmeray blue. And you can see the spots on that. I'm gonna need to cab that up, but I think that's what it looked like. I did cab one up, and I think that's what it looked like cabbed. But I got those on a trip out to Balmeray, Texas. Same here. It's just a piece of chalcedony from out there. It's a piece of silver sheen obsidian. There's a pretty interesting little chunk of pet wood. Now this one didn't take a polish very well. I'm going to try to polish it with Zam. But it's got a lot of quartz veins running through that. I guess that's rhyolite there. There's a little blue agate with fortification banding in it. And it's got some red and grayish moss on it. Not so much on the back side, just an end cut. Little piece of agate there. This is pretty interesting. You can see a little bit of gold coming through, but on the other side it's solid real thick gold moss, I believe is what that is. It's a pretty piece of Jasper. Piece of chalcedony from Balmeray, Texas. And here's Balmeray blue, but look at the back on this. This is why I don't tumble them all the way. 'Cause I like the way that looks with the white lines and stuff in there. Takes a great polish. There's another piece of quartz. I believe that also came from Balmeray. There's a little piece of Jasper that looked like an end cut there. And that's a little piece of Snoring Sunrise. It's just missing the chrysocolla on it. It's got the cooperite and whatever that black is. This one's got a lot going on in it. I'm going to try to bring it up close. Real pretty. Here's the back of this. Another piece of calico lace. Like that purple. Here's a piece of gold moss agate. It's another piece of that Jasper. Probably off that same stone we had a while ago. It's another piece of Mexican crazy lace. Love the fortification banding in crazy lace. This right here didn't take a great polish in that area. It's, I guess, a softer material. Next, we have some yellow jacket Jasper. I've had some of this take a really nice polish like this, and some of it didn't. There's a real pretty piece of baby blue agate. Got quartz on the back. You can see some banding on the side here. Have a couple more pieces of the calico lace. And I've got a piece of tiger eye here. This is a kind of unique piece. It doesn't take a polish down here in this corner, and it looks like it's got hematite, a hematite line running down through there. I had one piece that had a lot of hematite on it, but you can really see the chatoyance in that piece. Another piece of that Jasper that had a reddish, orangish, yellowish. That kind of give you an idea what it looked like on the outside, and inside it just popping with color. Here's a piece of Jasper agate. It took a good polish. It just kind of has some, in some areas it's plain, and in some areas I kind of like the way it looks. So another little piece of snowflake obsidian. A piece of quartz right here. This is an interesting one here. It's got some silver metallic. It didn't take a good polish on the rock itself, but it really did on that, I guess maybe hematite. You can see it on both sides. Not as much on that side as it is on this one. Here's another one that's got hematite in it. And this one's colorful, similar to that other Jasper, and it may actually be off that same stone now that I look at it. And what do you think about this? That looks pretty plain right there until you get it a light behind it. And look at the plumes in this. Pretty stuff. There's a little piece of agate. Probably would have made a good cab right there. This is a piece of, it's a piece of agate. I'm thinking it might be snake skin. If not, it is probably from that Balmaray area. And this agate's got some interesting banding on it. There's part of the husk. And here's a piece of polychrome Jasper. That's what it looks like on the outside. But on the inside, a lot of pastel colors that kind of bleed together. Piece of petrified wood here. Another piece of plain obsidian. This piece has some interesting pattern to it. Let's see here. If I can get it out of the light. There it is. Yellows and blue-gray and pretty neat. It's a piece of agate with a little druzy pocket in it. Got real faint fortification banding. Sometimes a regular rock just turns out to where it's pretty looking like that. This agate shows water level banding across the bottom and a fortification banding across the top. That's from Balmaray. Here's another one from Balmaray. This is a sagenitic agate. You can see the sagenitic sprays. I'm going to try to, you can see the sagenitic sprays going up here. It's trying to wash out, but there you can see a little better shot on it. It looks like either AZRE or it may be from the Coconut 06 ranch here in Texas. I made this hard on the cabin machine and I slipped and I ground into it just a little bit here, so I just tossed it in the tumbler with the rest of these rocks and it came out pretty good. That's a little piece of stinking water agate, and on the back side I have most of it ground off, but I tinted some epoxy blue and put it back there. This kind of looks like a dark tiger eye. It's got a little bit of chatoyance. I don't know if it's showing up. And another rock that took a good polish that just has a lot going on. Another piece of gold moss. And I believe this is a piece of aventurine. I made a cab with some aventurine not too long back. Little piece of brown Jasper, took a great polish, and just really nice. It's got some oranges and purples in it. It's a pretty little agate. I think this may have come from AZRE. This has red moss with blue agate in it. Pretty. It's another piece of cooperite from a Sonora Sunrise piece. You can see just a little bit of chrysocolla on the edge there. Here's a piece with rutile in it. I'm going to try to zoom in and see if I can get a better shot on it. You can see the little sticks in there, little pins. Piece of rose quartz. And one more piece of agate here. This is what I got going on my rotary tumbler. Not sure how big that one is, but that's probably about 40, 50 pounds. This batch actually had quite a bit of UV material in here. It was UV reactive. I'm using a 365 nanometer light here. Several pieces reacting green. This one, it fluoresces orange. Look like a check mark there. This just fluoresces white. That's what it looked like under white light. There's some petrified wood that has some orange fluorescent in it. A little hard to see there, you can see it there. But you won't have any trouble seeing it on this one. See the calcite in there that really is reactive. Here's a couple more green. Here's one that just really fluoresces white. another one like that. Okay, here's what these look like under a white light. I'm going to turn that off. And here you can see them under the long wave UV light. Thank you for joining today. If you like this video, be sure and give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, be sure and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.